Ladies, once again, Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Today I want to talk a little bit about why you should never put old RAM into a new computer. Now, a lot of people out there will get a new computer and they'll think, hey, I got an old computer. I can take the RAM out of that thing, I can put it into this thing. But I'm going to tell you, that's probably not a very good idea. Now, the reason you got a new computer is probably because your old computer was screwing up. If you're getting lots of blue screens of death and stuff like that, a lot of the time those blue screens of death are RAM problems. If you take the code the blue screen of death gives you and you put it into Google, it'll tell you exactly what it is. You can never be quite too sure though, so when you start running into problems with the new one, a lot of times it can be old parts. These days, I've gotten to the point where if I'm working for a big manufacturing place or a big someone with a lot of money to throw around, I don't mess around with old stuff. If it's been giving people problems, I just like to toss it. You can test the hard drive. If you have the RAM tester, you can try that too. Windows, of course, also has its own RAM tester, but I've had issues with that. I've definitely had issues with that. Anyways, yeah, so I have had situations just recently where people have gotten new computers and they wanted me to upgrade as much as possible with the old stuff. Yes, I can upgrade it with your old stuff, and maybe having another 8 gigs of the old stuff is pretty good. But every time I did it, it's been shooting me in the foot. It's definitely been shooting me in the foot because I start getting issues. I come down and I start swapping RAM around. I start taking RAM out. And in one case, I had a customer telling me that the RAM, or actually that their computer is just unreasonably slow. They couldn't do what they needed to do. So I took that RAM out and gave them some new RAM. And man, just that thing just flew. She goes. She went. It was beautiful. It was awesome. And just because I pulled out the old RAM and I replaced it with new RAM. So these things they definitely wear out. Walkie-talkies wear out. RAM shouldn't wear out. I don't know what's going on there, but I do know that the before and the after was significantly different. He wasn't even getting any RAM errors. Just I put some newer, faster stuff in there and just she just goes. She just goes. So you definitely do want to watch your wallet. You definitely do want to save money if you can. Of course, we all do. But you got to watch where you try to make those cuts. And yeah, just don't mix old RAM and new computers if you don't have to, especially. Like if it's the kind of thing that you absolutely need this RAM or else that program won't install. You won't be able to do your AutoCAD. You won't be able to watch your lady videos. You won't be able to download your Steam games. Then maybe. But remember this warning, especially if you're working for a big company that has money they can spend on things, and just be like, hey, we need this RAM. Because a lot of times it's easier to ask for something than it is to fix something when it starts to screw up. That's why you want to pay good money for stuff. You don't want to get the cheapo stuff, especially if your boss is paying. Get brand name, don't get Seagate, get Western Digital. You gotta know how to play the game. You gotta tell them what's going to happen. And of course, they're going to want the lowest price, but you tell them the warning. You say, hey, if I get Seagate, you know, Seagates have had these problems in the past. People have lost all kinds of stuff. Yeah, people are going to argue with me about Seagate, but there's a reason that it's cheaper. Seagate used to be Maxtor. Actually, I think one bought the other. And Maxtor was also not to be trusted, but I think even Maxtor had less failure rates than Seagate. I remember Seagate's drives were turning themselves off so quickly. You were losing your saved data at one point in time. That was a big recall. Big recall. That was for a 350 gigabyte gigabyte hard drive. 350 gigabyte hard drive. Yeah. Oh, life is so hard. Oh, well, what can you do? Anyways, that's it for me. Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Don't mix old RAM and new computers. Look after each other and take care. Bye-bye.